So for everybody, we'll now start our program. So for this afternoon, our topic is how to scale up and automate your business for growth. As Secmon said, we're gonna move towards growth. And so Walter Jose is the lead platform product owner of QuadX, will be the one leading our session today. Go ahead, Walter. Thank you, Secmon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Voltaire Jose from QuadX. You might have heard of the company the past few days. Some of my colleagues have presented some of our products, along with some enablers in the market. So what I will be showing you now is just a very quick how-to on how to scale up and automate your business for growth. Okay. All right. So first off, what is scaling a business? Scaling a business mainly depends on two factors. It's actually your capability and your capacity. Now, all you need to do is ask yourself, is your business capable enough to grow, or does it have the capacity to accommodate growth? Now, scalability, which is what we're going to focus on for this session, describes the ability of the business to grow with limited resources when production increases. So digital technology has allowed scalability to become more convenient in acquiring customers, expanding markets, and increasing sales, and of course, scaling the business much easier. So scaling versus growth. So there's two things. It's very different. So to keep this simple, growth refers to increase in revenue, whereas scaling refers to increase in revenue without increasing the costs of production. So to put it in a way, let's say, for example, in the case of the real estate industry, let's say, for example, in Hong Kong a few years back, they were running out of real estate to expand horizontally. Or if they have any spaces, it was very expensive already. So what was the option for the real estate businesses to scale up? So what they did is, instead of expanding horizontally, they expanded vertically, and therefore, without that much of an investment, but also, we're able to sell much more units in condos and definitely much more revenue compared to expanding horizontally. Okay. Now, in our case, the current situation right now, physical distancing is currently the new normal for everybody. So on the left, you'll see there, a few months ago, we had physical displays, physical inventory. We still have it. Cash payment was a regular thing, and of course, walk in and dine in. Now we need to transition from the physical to the digital. So from physical displays to digital advertising, physical inventory to online marketplaces, cash payment to payment solutions, walk-in, dine-in, which is the biggest right now, is logistics solutions. Okay? Now, scaling your business through digital transformation. So we basically thought about four basic questions to answer this. How do I promote my business? What about my physical inventory? How do I accept payments? And how do I get my products to customers? So basically, in how do I promote my business and what about my physical inventory, ito yung brick and mortar natin. Kung meron po tayong physical store na nasa within the vicinity of your area, so ano na ngayon ang mangyayari doon sa aking store at doon sa aking mga binebenta or sa aking produkto? How do I accept payments? Dati puro cash lang, bigay ng pera, sukle. The only thing I have right now is when this thing happened is a credit card terminal. And lastly, how do I get my products to customers? It's a real challenge for everyone. Everyone was, due to COVID-19. I think that everyone was really forced, and it was a reality check for everyone that delivery really plays a vital role. Kasi dati delivery na alam natin is basically delivery of goods lang in bulk. Not too many people were really using it from from business to customer. Okay. So first off, platforms to scale your marketing and sales. So we identified three areas wherein, depending on your situation, depending on your expertise or your experience, you can leverage on. So you can leverage first off on social selling. I'm pretty sure that everybody has Facebook accounts already. So parang gagawin mo lang ng Facebook account yung iyong business or yung iyong produkto. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we also have Pinterest as social selling platforms. Next is online marketplaces. So we have Lazada, Shopee, and Carousel, and a whole lot of other online markets there, both locally and internationally. eBay is also there. Lastly, white label sites. Kung medyo may experience na tayo or kung meron po tayo na tao that knows a little bit about designing websites, you can also opt for Shopify, WooCommerce, or as introduced yesterday and a very promising prospect, Union Bank's Global Linker. So all these three, pwede po natin siyang gamitin to bring our business from the physical store to the virtual store. The good thing about this is mas mabilis tayo makakapag-reach ng iba't ibang tao, different demographics. All you need to do is promote. If you know people who already know your product, they'll promote for you. If you're known to provide good services and good products, definitely the word will spread like wildfire. Next up, so platforms to automate your payments. So ito yung situation natin na paano dati cash lang ako, and then ngayon wala nang taong pumupunta sa store ko. So the good thing is we've had these things for a very long time already. COD has always been there for e-commerce. A lot of the logistics delivery services right now offer COD. Fund transfer is there. You don't have to walk in to banks anymore. If you download the app, you can basically do bank transfer, and then just as of late we have interbank transfers already. And lastly, online payment solutions. This is the solution. For example, ang alam ko meron lang ako na credit card terminal. Paano ngayon ako makakatanggap ng credit card? So we can sign up for services like PayLink, PayMaya, PayPal, and GCash. Now, here's a summary of the based on our data, the payment summary. Here's a summary of the data that we've gathered. So far kasi, what we have is 92% is all COD pa, and only roughly 8% is split between credit card, over the counter, and credit card. The reason for this is sometimes when there are new people who are coming into e-commerce, there's a little bit of uncertainty towards it. There's a stigma sometimes that it's unsafe. I don't feel comfortable dahil hindi ko nakikita yung parcel. What if hindi siya dumating? So normally, the normal reaction to this is, it's my first time trying it out. I'm gonna buy something. I'll select COD, because even if it doesn't arrive, at least I still have my money. And another factor in this one is there are still a lot of customers out there that are unbanked. So yeah. Logistics platforms. You gotta get your products moving after you've set up your website, after you've set up your cash acceptance system. You gotta get your stuff moving out of your house or your business or your warehouse to the customer. So there are a lot of logistics platforms out there like GoGo Express, Grab, Lalamove, Xpost, and LBC, to name a few, who offer a lot of services. These are just some of the examples. Let's say, for example, same day pickup to same day delivery. This is what we call the instant pickup and instant delivery. You buy it, you book the pickup now, and then it gets delivered the same day. Nationwide delivery is also a plus. Let's say, for example, you are in Metro Manila and somebody from Mindanao buys your product. You can easily, have it picked up at your home and then just sent to Mindanao in a couple of days. Cash on delivery is also offered by these platforms. Branch drop off If they have physical branches, you can, you can walk in and drop off the parcel. And lastly, consolidation. Because when you have a business, it's not really one by one. So some of these platforms do offer consolidation services wherein you can upload, orders in bulk. So they go there one time and then they pick up all of it and then just deliver it to everybody. So normally for logistics, based on the data that we've gathered as well, as you can see, the breakdown is everybody really veers towards economy ground, because so we've determined that at the end of the day, everybody wants it as soon as possible. But when it comes to pricing still dictates what the people choose. But with our new reality right now, we will probably see a move towards next day and same day, due to the fact that there's a lot more basic necessities moving around. Basic necessities meaning some perishables. So usually when you're sending out perishables, hindi natin pwedeng gawin in 5 to 7 days. Obviously, that should be same day. And one more thing about visibility. You have to give them visibility. When you all mix this up, you have to make sure that both you and your buyers have the visibility once the product leaves your hands. Because according to the data, 72% of shoppers are satisfied just to see expected delivery dates. Like buy now and then just get this after 2 days or the exact date. 48% find guaranteed delivery dates important when checking out. Kasi sometimes they buy their necessities from you and they want it on a specific date. So if you can't deliver it on a specific date, they'll look somewhere else who can guarantee it to them, or worse, go to a physical store. And third, 46% abandon their shopping cart due to a shipping time that was too long or not provided, or in some cases keeps on moving, which creates uncertainty. So be exact in the commitments that you give to the customers, so that they'll stick with you. Okay, so lastly, if you want to know more about the QuadX products, here's the number of our head of sales, Mr. Jet Marana. So as you know, QuadX is the company behind GoGo Express and PayLink, and just basically just to end it all up, overall, what people are looking for is basically that same feeling that they get in physical stores and getting that item in their hands. But although for some, nothing beats going to a physical store, but it's our job to, or it's our role as a business to convince them otherwise, diba? And in choosing the right platform for you, we've all been buyers before at some point in our lives. Put yourself in the position of the buyer. If as a buyer it doesn't satisfy you, you can always look around, because there are so many tools in the internet right now. Make sure you leverage on existing and upcoming technologies to upscale and help your business to scale up. That's all for me, and thank you. Let's move on to the questions.
Thank you. Thanks, Walter. What would be nice is, this is really more of a discussion, and we can also invite your colleague, Sir Brian Quebenco, who's the head of people strategy. So at least we can address a lot of the questions coming in. So
sure, no problem.
Okay, so Brian, just chime in anytime, or you can actually join you can turn on your video and join the discussion. So, you know what? A lot of the traditional businesses are really, really struggling, right? And so that's why our topic today is how do you actually automate and transform yourself? The question is, where do they start, Right? So let's
Yes.
take a look. Where do they start? Diba? Parang overwhelming sila. Look, if you were suddenly before a traditional retail business, na sabihin natin, everything was dependent on the foot traffic. Diba? So, and you were only based in the mall. So, ang
Yes.
dami niyan. All of the retailers, fashion, electronics, toys, everything. Traditional yan, all mall-based. Doon lahat ng investment nila sa mall.
Yes.
Right? And then suddenly, hindi nila magamit yung asset na yun.
Wala.
So, where did they start? Diba?
Yeah.
Where did they start?
Actually, you're Sir Joel, you're actually quite lucky if you have a position at the store. But if you don't have a position in the store and you don't get that much foot traffic, so what we recommend is actually start off with social media. You'll reach a lot of people through social media. People now are glued to their mobile phones. Everybody has Facebook. You know, create your business page in Facebook. You know, do some of your own. If you have all the phones right now have cameras. You know, just get a white background, white piece of paper. Put your product there. Do photo shoots on your own, and then you know create You can create a product catalog in Facebook, and also in Instagram. And then you can slowly promote it to share it on your page, and then your family members should be able to help you share it as well, and then you'll eventually gain critical mass.
But the question is that before people can go to the mall, diba?
Mm-hmm.
And very easy if it's food.
Yeah.
So actually the ones thriving now are food. But for example, the big ticket items. I have this question nga from Mr. Eric Alvin Poe. What can you suggest about big ticket items like furniture? People need to touch and feel the items, diba? How can you make that thing effective online? And they're actually also very expensive to transfer, diba? Will people feel confident to release that amount without even touching and feeling the product?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch actually. In this day and age, mas lalo na may big ticket items. Even let's say, for example, it doesn't have to be big physically, but in value, big din. Kasi let's say, for example, an iPhone, a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable in letting go of, let's say, more than 50,000 pesos without having the products in their hand. So doon papasok doon papasok in like some of the payment solutions that we have. Like for example, most of the people who tend to order big ticket items, they use COD because I want to see it delivered first. So if you're saying that if based on our Facebook conversation, you say that this is ganito siya kalaki, I want to see physically ganito talaga kalaki, then I'll know that you sent me the right item. But if not, they would have the option to say that, hey, that's not it.
I think that's good for items na, but I think for the question of Mr. Pon, the challenge is that they're big ticket items and you're talking about hundreds of thousands. Diba? So
yes,
that's not something you can do on COD. But I just wanted to actually tell Mr. Eric Alvin Po na if your brand is actually a known brand,
yes,
more or less people say that, okay, they trust the brand, then I think it'd be easier. Even though it's a touch and feel, if it's a known brand, and that's where social media comes, diba? If you've really invested in your brand before, so people kind of know. Like, I'll just share an experience. So, na-COVID tayo, diba? Alam natin we'll be stuck and we can't run. So, last minute, nagpromo si Chris Sports. Nagpromo siya ng treadmill. Yes. So, wala nang touch and feel, di ba? I just had to go with the brand I knew. Yeah, yes. Based on the brands that they offered, I just had to go with the brand that I know. So that's what we bought. Nag-promo, tapos ganun. So, and I know a lot of people did that. So something for big ticket items, investing on if you had invested in your brand before, then it's just a matter of fulfillment, right?
Yes, it rolls over.
It rolls over.
To the existing scenario. And
that's right.
And if you haven't built your brand, use this as a challenge to to prove to people that even I'm not known. People will. That's a good thing about the internet, actually. Um, it's at times it's unforgiving. If you slip up, it'll be sometimes it's gonna be harsh. But if you provide a good product, then definitely it will help you create a brand for yourself.
So given that, Walter, let's talk about platforms or systems to use. So Nicole Cordero asked, how effective it is to have your own app? Or is it just more convenient to use na lang an existing website and all of that?
Actually, the own app comes with the previous question, the brand. Normally, you go with your own app when you already have a brand that can be easily recognized. And mind you, building an app is a little bit tricky and also involves some cost. So if coming from a position wherein you don't have a known brand yet, and you want to scale up, so that's why we recommend entry point is social media. And then if you have a big inventory, go with the online marketplaces. And then that's usually your end game. You have your own app, you have your own website, wherein you're connecting to various systems using APIs and leveraging basically on technology na.
The same thing, Walter. So for all the all of the micro and small, at this time and age, there's no time to build your own app.
Yes.
You want to get your product to scale, and that's why all of the platforms who are part of this whole control.biz reboot now are really there so that you can scale up immediately. Because there's number one, cash flow is a problem for everybody. There's no time to build your app. The most important thing is to get your product to your customers in the right away, and that's why the existing apps are there. So that's remember now, cash flow is, we need cash flow to survive. So the only way you're gonna get cash flow is, number one, you either cut expenses or you start getting revenue. So that's where making sure you partner with existing platforms to get your product to market right away is key. And that's why we arrange all of these things para all of you MSMEs can find out what is the best platform for you to use. So in that perspective, I want to ask you again, Walter, when somebody is looking at your small business owner, you want to look for a platform to work with. What are certain parameters they should have, diba, when they're looking for a partner? Diba? Ano ba yung criteria from your perspective?
From my perspective, the criteria for looking for the right platform for me, let's say for example, is can they provide visibility? Where are my items?
Visibility.
Is there a proper handover? Number one. Number two, is the interface very simple for me to understand, not to, let's say, outsource a developer pa to help me understand it, because we come into the assumption that not everybody's tech savvy. So it should be simple enough, and it should be straightforward, wherein I get my phone, I need to sell one product just as a test lang muna, take a picture of it, and then within 10 minutes it's online already. I'm ready to share a link. So it should be simple, it should provide visibility, because all the other things, if I'm in a hurry, let's say for example payment, I don't need to sign up for let's say for example right now I just set it up. It's not essential really to look for and sign up for online payment solutions kagad. I can still do bank transfers and COD if I'm using a logistics platform. So yeah.
Okay, so I have this question. It's from Maria Ducela Dulfo. Logistics companies, you can talk about this now. Is there a form of insurance for the instances that the items are lost or have been damaged from the delivery process?
Yes, there are. Items that are handled by insurance companies are insured. There is what I can speak for is GoGo Express. We do insure all items that we handle. We don't put a premium up to a certain point, but after, let's say, after 500 pesos, then definitely there comes in the premium kicks in, because that's considered high value items. But let's say, for example, you're sending something lower than that specific amount, we don't charge insurance fees for that.
Okay, thank you. So there's a question being asked. This person, I forgot his name, but he says he has a warehouse. Okay, what's the best thing that he can do for his warehouses now? This is from Gilbert Macalino. How can warehousing business do scaling at this time? What are their opportunities, in other words?
Actually, Gilbert, if we have if your warehouse has an existing inventory system, you can actually offer you, and I assume that if you're looking to fill up the warehouse, right? Say I have a warehouse, I need to fill it up so that it's utilized. If you have an existing online inventory system, but if you don't, there are a lot of online inventory systems out there that you can sign up for, so that you can get clients to store items in your warehouse.
Okay, we have another question. So I'll go to ang dami natin question biglang tumugma, no? Ito naman, tama to sa inyo kasi galing to kay Joanne Grace Mendoza, we're into highly pressurized products. Do you have any suggestions on who accommodates such deliveries? We tried LBC, but they said it's not possible.
They are, which products, sir?
Pressurized, Rao.
Pressurized products. Normally pressurized products are part of the dangerous goods classification for logistics companies. Say it's not really allowed by the IATA for air cargo, but it is possible to ship it out through sea cargo. So what I recommend is just basically the number of Jet Maranas there. She can get in touch with Jet so that Jet can explain to her fully what we at QuadX can offer. But I can't speak for the other logistics companies.
Anyway, you will flash your for that they can ask additional questions.
Yes.
You know what? So a lot of people seems to be in the considered non-essential products, and they don't. So here's from Faith to Bilia. For non-essential products like handicraft, what can you suggest are the best platforms that fit our products? And one nga said furniture, diba? So let's put it in handicrafts, furniture, and those other quote-unquote non-essentials. What can you suggest the best platform for their products?
For handicraft, it's highly specialized kasi. So what I would recommend to you is basically leverage on social media. So if it's handicraft products, kasi you're selling something very special, made from your own hands, I would assume, and you would want to build a brand wherein it's not sold together along with mass-produced items. So it's social media that's your best bet for now, so that you can gather a following for your products.
Yes, again, I agree with you there. You know what? For all of your products, especially if the challenge if you're in exporting and then you're just suddenly gonna start doing local now, diba? Because some people have, but then that's why when you choose the best platform, and Walter said that, will it give visibility for your product? Kasi technically, a lot of them would have the same features, but will being in that platform help you? So for example, if you're in the fashion business, among the platforms, ang pinakilala sa fashion is Zalora.
Yes.
It is not Lazada. So if you're in the fashion business, unahin mo si Zalora. And then the same way, Zalora is now trying to sell grocery items. But I don't think Zalora is known for grocery items. Diba? But they're also expanding into that. So you choose the platform that fits your brand because they'll give you visibility. Okay. From Luisita Marzan, it's a good question. What are the success factors for businesses to go digital? Is it solely attributed to logistics alone? I know you tackled that in your talk, but it's good to repeat again, Voltaire.
Actually, one of the biggest success factor is the quality of your product. In fact, the platforms are just just tools that you use to get your products out there. Given that given the situation that we're in at the moment. So technically, the success factors for a business did not change actually. If you're in the service business, your success factor is still how you deliver your service. If you're selling a product, it's still the quality of your product. But again, it also adds on a little bit of some measuring, some form of measurement once you go online. Before you didn't deliver, so you didn't have to worry about when to hand over your product to your customers. Now there's already a delay between the moment it was purchased and then the moment the customer has it in their hands. So that's
Exactly.
that's another success metric. So if with all the logistics providers that we have right now in the Philippines, it's one I can say it's one of the most important success matrices that you would need to monitor once you go digital. Is actually the speediness of delivery, the reliability, also is the logistic platform transparent to both you and the customer, so that the customer doesn't doubt, did you really send it, or where's my package every hour.
Okay, thank you, Walter. You know what? Dami nating questions like always. But one of the things I wanted to share before we close this thing, because it's already we're going over time, is first and foremost, I like what Walter said. The rules of business have not changed. Is your product, di ba? Is your product sellable first and foremost? And a lot of the platforms are really the tools, di ba? But it all starts with the product, the concept, its sellability, and it having a real customer base for these types of products. And then all of these platforms and e-commerce in particular are just tools. So moving forward, a lot of the questions coming in are actually how to choose the platforms. And I believe that would be a good topic for our part 2. So everybody, please remember, we'll have a part 2. Everybody we had overwhelming response. We'll have a part 2 from May 12 to 14. So please answer all of our survey questionnaire after this, because it would really help us to fix up and improve and address all of your learning requirements for May 12 to 14. So with that, Walter, any parting words before we close?
Well, actually, these are trying times, and we're all in this together. The Bayanihan spirit is alive and well. Just go ahead and shop around. Everybody's out here to help out, and then we'll eventually get through this together. And then once you transition to digital, the good thing about it is once COVID ends, and it will end, this digital transformation that you have to go through with your business now will stick. You just have to be patient and just stick with it.
I'd like to build on what Walter said. The transformation that you're doing now digitally is something that will be permanent, because in the new normal, we've just been e-commerce, and your digital transformation is a requirement. So it just so happened that the transformation was accelerated. So whatever you do now and all the investments you do now, like this one, learning the ropes, learning all the knowledge, will actually help you as you transform yourself. So I already want to congratulate everybody who joined all of our webinars, because you are doing what you really need to do, is to get the knowledge so that you can transform effectively and really maximize the opportunities after the pandemic. So marami pong salamat sa lahat. Ito po si Joel Santos, presidente ng TEMS International. Kami po yung learning partner ng DTI para sa mga webinars na to. At thank you. Please answer the survey, and we'll see you for the next webinar that will start at 3 o'clock. Thank you. Thanks, Voltaire. Salamat. Thank you, QuadX. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.